I'm through and back, eh? Okay, guys. Now we're going to play another clip from the Peter Joseph's critique of Bernie Sanders' inequality in America town hall. And in this clip, I'll just well, let's listen to it and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Thank you.
You know, as a political scientist, I'm asked sometimes, how does it happen that in democracy laws get passed that go against the interests of the majority? And to answer that question, we really have to look behind the politicians and behind the parties to see what is the real power that is writing our laws. And that's not just the Koch brothers, but it's a handful of the biggest and most powerful political actors in America, which is the big corporate lobbies. The biggest vehicle through which corporate political activity happens in the states is called the American Legislative Exchange Council, or ALEC. They meet several times a year in committees that are made up half of elected legislators and half of corporate lobbyists.
So Lafer here continues the common general outrage argument that politicians are corrupted by lobbyists and money, and laws are being written by lobbyists, and so on and so forth.
This is his answer.
As if that should be a surprise. And I'm not going to go through the litany of detailed incentives and causality that explain this. Rather, I'm just going to put it this way. If legislation is not for sale in a social system where everything else is for sale, we have a consistency problem. Market economics, as the foundation of our social system, says that people should be able to operate without coercion on a voluntary basis, and whatever happens within those parameters, anything can be exchanged, and so on and so forth. So buying and selling politicians is like buying and selling pizzas. This whole idea of getting money out of politics is possibly the most naive platitude and argument I've ever heard, because it goes against absolutely everything you're taught about how our society is run. So as far as I'm concerned, if we're going to be consistent, the Koch brothers should own and run America. If you want to stop the corrupt influence of groups that are disproportionately gaining advantage over other groups, then maybe, just maybe, it's time we begin asking what kind of economy would actually facilitate that.
Maybe, just maybe. So we're going to think about what type of economy. And you heard him say there that we have a consistency problem. Why would we try to, the naivety of people who are trying to get money and how could we actually democratically organize and have giant, is happening, is already happening, is going to happen. Bernie's already, I think he's going to win 2020. So it's almost like he, as part of the right-wing propaganda machine that he has to be part of, is scrambling. This is him scrambling to say, we have a consistency problem. Well, there used to be such a thing as a market without there used to be a conservative idealism, market without monopoly. So once again, I just think he's being ahistorical and dishonest, and you heard right there. He has no interest in I just want to listen to it again and see I got it right. I don't even know
as a social precondition.
Describe for our audience how it happens that not only here in the Congress now, but in state after state, the needs of working people are ignored, the needs of the wealthy and powerful are addressed.
Well, first of all, I think it's important to say that it's not a partisan issue. As you said, a majority of both Republicans and Democrats support a higher minimum wage, support a right to paid sick leave, think that Citizens United should be overturned, and a bunch of other things. And the corporate lobbies are not cheerleaders for the Republican Party. They want more money and power for themselves, and they're not hesitant about going after pro-working people Republicans. In Michigan, when Right to Work, which is a law that's designed to kill unions in the private sector, was passed, the Senate Majority Leader, who was a Republican, was opposed to it. And he was taken in a back room with big money donors who essentially said, do what we say, or this will be your last term in office.
Right to work laws.
Money from you, and we'll fund the primary.
Right to be a slave laws.
Building upon the consistency of money and how those with the most money are going to win. They vote with their dollar.
What the fuck is he doing? Consistency. What does consistency got to do with it? That's why we're trying to change the system through democracy. I'm just saying, maybe we should do and I know what he's doing, some sort of he wants a cryptocurrency, and maybe somehow to, and these techniques, if he'd be honest about what they are, what is he talking about? I don't know. But right there, that's a weak ass argument where you say like, oh, it's a consistency problem. Okay.
Unintended.
I'm getting lost, John. So I'm going to stop the stream again.